I was told that everyone who works at the TVA was created by the Timekeepers.
That's ridiculous. They're all variants, just like us.
They don't know that.
I'm a variant.
Mobius is Loki, baby. Who knows? Welcome back to New Rockstars Loki Episode 3, Doomed Loki and Sylvie on the dying planet of Lamentis 1. But reveal that everyone at the TVA is a freaking variant? Which, of course, has us asking, wait a damn minute? This is Inside Marvel, New Rockstars Loki After Show. I'm MT. Erik is off this week, but don't worry, his Easter egg breakdown of Episode 3 will hit New Rockstars on Friday. But for now, with me here today to discuss everything that happened in Episode 3 of Loki is, of course, the wonderful and lovely Jessica Clemons. What's going on, Jess?
How do you do? When we said wait a damn minute together, we could easily have our own radio show.
100%. If we had our own radio show, it would be over. It would be done.
Oh, God.
It would take
First
over
off,
radio.
We'd be canceled immediately because we cursed
almost
too much.
immediately. They would break down the doors of the studio and be like, we have to stop this.
These fools will not stop talking about Loki being bisexual. I'm so
amazing.
excited. This episode is so fun, and I'm so excited to finally jump into it. The first two episodes also really you explore a lot, but now we're actually getting into okay, we know what's happening. Here's the backstory for people, and
yes.
I'm very honored to be on episode 3 because it got crazier. Just when you thought you knew. Just when you thought you knew. Just when you thought you knew. They flipped
You
that.
never know. You don't know nothing with the TVA because the Timekeepers are a bunch of liars.
They are. They are. I like them so much now, which is the problem. I've always been rooting for a villain. I like villains because they have such good justifications. So I'm so excited to see what the TVA's ultimate justification is and who is in on it and who isn't in on it.
But anyway, in this episode, Sylvie, the alias chosen by the female Loki variant, constructs false memories in the mind of C-20. And she breaks into the TVA to try to get to the Timekeepers, but fights Loki and runs into Renslayer. And then Loki tempads them off to Lamentis 1, a doomed moon on a collision course with another planet. And then their tempad runs low on battery, so they plot to charge it in the Ark evacuation shuttle. And then they talk about love, they fight with the guards on the train, and then get thrown off, literally, tossed off, breaking the tempad completely. And then Sylvie reveals that the TVA agents are also variants, which is literally insane and amazing, and I was kind of suspecting that, but whatever. And then they try to hijack the Ark off of the planet, but, a meteor destroys it and, stops their plans, which is very shocking and unfortunate. So, of course, we got to talk about this bombshell reveal that the TVA are all variants, but before we get into all that, make sure to go right now to newrockstarsmerch.com. Right now, go. I mean it, so you can check out our latest obsession shirt, Loki Out of Time. There is a limited supply, so when they're all gone, they are gone forever. Forever. There's an entire Loki collection and other Loki shirts, including the augmented reality shirt, Loki prints, cell phone cases, Miss Minutes stickers, which is the best part, and a Miss Minutes wall clock, which might be better than the stickers now that I think about it, but whatever. And when you buy a Loki Out of Time shirt, you get the ability to write an additional custom shoutout that will appear at the bottom of the screen. Shoutouts like one from Joel Zabaris, who asks, do you think the series will end with the unraveling of the sacred timeline into the multiverse of madness? Yeah, I would say so. What do you think, Jess?
100%. Yeah.
I would hope so.
It's not going to be fixed anytime soon. It is not going to go back to one branch.
And another question from Greg Alba, our friends at Real Rejects, who says, Soul Ruler, Eternal Ruler. I'm assuming he's talking about Loki. So, you know what? You right, bro. You right. You right. Also, you have a nice head of hair. I can't relate. Anyway, and one from David Statler, who asked, what is your favorite Marvel character and why is it Loki? Who is your favorite Marvel character, Jess?
My favorite character is Vision.
Me too! Oh my God, no one ever says that.
Vision's my favorite. It's weird for someone that has so much mental illness to be the robot. The one that has everything basically figured out is my favorite character. But I just think that the spin-off comics and his normal comics were the best. And he has so much. And so he's my favorite. And then of course, Scarlet Witch.
Of course. You gotta love the witch.
I gotta love the witch.
I love Vision. I love Vision because he's just a nice boy. He's
just a nice boy.
But again, check out all these options at newrockstarsmerch.com. But okay, Jess, hit me with that first question.
Okay. Here I go. My time to shine. Don't mess this up. Wait a damn minute. If the TVA agents are all past variants, what was Mobius's past, Renslayer's past, and Miss Minutes' past, and how did they even get there? This is a thorough question.
The question. That is the question of this episode. So let's start with Mobius. Okay, so Mobius, I think he could be Loki. That's just my main theory. And I'm not going to go too much into that because, like, it's just my crazy person rambling.
Well,
theory.
no, you're getting more and more closer to it being Loki, I think. The only reason why I want to say it's not Loki is there's so much going on, which isn't a really good excuse. They just have so many characters, and to, like, put this one in there also. But the show is based on his variants. So I think I'm going to say, I am more on this train than I was on the Mephisto train. And I was hard on the Mephisto train. So I tip my hat. I can take an L, you guys. I take some form of humility easily.
I'm taking the Mephisto L too, because I was right there with Erik.
I was with it. With it so much that I try not to bring it up as much today because it upsets him. But the Loki one is proving itself to be more valid. My only thing is, because I've been on Rogue Theory so much, I was rereading a lot of the 2010 issues of Loki, and I was like, wouldn't it be fun if they did bring in like Balder, his brother?
Oh my! I've been wondering where the hell Balder is in the MCU this entire time.
But would it be too much? Would it be too much to put him in? I was like. But no, because we don't. He wasn't really
you mean like as a Mobius variant?
Yeah. So if Mobius is a variant of Balder,
that would be wild. Or he could be a Thor variant.
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be crazy. That would be nuts.
I just don't want him to be another Ralph Boner. I don't want him to be just like some random dude that likes jet skis.
It's like, hi, my name's Hugh Jass.
I'm like, that would be kind of funny. But I just want him to be more than like just some dad at a barbecue that just always liked jet skis. I feel like they have to be not bad people necessarily, but people that got eliminated or whatever. What is it called? When they reset. When they reset people, they're just resetting their memory and then forcing them to be in the TVA. So it must be those people that are being like all those resets, all those people that get like sentenced to like, because they're so quick to sentence you immediately, they have to be like,
that would be interesting.
You're sentenced, and then like when they go and you think you're dead, you actually it's like being resurrected, and you don't know your memory, and now you're in the TVA. That would
be wild. That would be such an interesting way to do it. It's like, hey, we're literally like zapping employees into existence. It's like, yeah, now you're an employee. You're an employee. You're an employee.
Just tasing people as they walk by them. Basically, you saw how many people work there. Who the hell is the librarian? Like, what is going on?
And apparently, according to all these McDonald's drive-thrus, nobody wants to work anymore. So you got to disintegrate them into the workforce.
Just burning people to death. But no, Mobius, I'm on your side. I do think it's Loki. And if you're wrong, we're all wrong.
Let's all be wrong together. But I just feel like all the cinematography clues
I think
are
you're right. I think you're right.
So that's Mobius. He could be Loki. How about Renslayer? So we see that she has a pen from Franklin D. Roosevelt High School in episode 2, I believe. So do you think that she could be a teacher from Franklin D. Roosevelt?
Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. I just really assumed Renslayer knows that she's Renslayer. She works too close to the time, like the timekeepers, to be like, and sentences too many people to death to know that, like, to not know. So I think she knows who she is, and she's like, I prefer this life other than the one that I'm a villain in. And so I just assumed she knew. But I like the theory, of course, because of Rogue Theory. I love the theory that she's a teacher. That'd be kind of cute. But she's really mean if she's a teacher.
Hey, I mean, some teachers be mean, you know? Like, it's not uncommon to have a mean teacher. They pop up sometimes.
Yeah, she was. It stuck with me for some reason in the beginning of this episode when Sylvie was like, I'm going to step back or I'm going to kill Loki. And she's like, go ahead. I don't care. I was like,
I don't give a
I was like, that's some villain tendency right there. She truly does not care about this man. She wants them dead. Yeah, she was like, go ahead. That gets rid of one of my problems.
Seriously, like in episode 2, she was just like, yo, Loki is really annoying and I kind of don't want to be dealing with him anymore. So if she killed Loki, she'd be like, yeah, she'd probably give Sylvie $5.
Yeah, thanks.
Like, thank you for doing my job. Woo.
She probably would, and that's why she wants him stretching. This is me reaching. Why she'd rather have him dead than reset. Because she probably knows that if he's resetted, that he's going to be coming back as a variant detective or whatever. Also, I feel like if anyone saw the physical Loki, I guess he doesn't have to, he could be in a different timeline. But if you see Loki, even if he lost all his memory, you'd be like, this is the god of mischief. Why is he working at the TVA? This person is dangerous.
This is true. I feel like Loki's made a big enough name for himself so that you could just be like, oh, shit, there he is. Little troublemaker McGinnis.
But that's how I feel about Renslayer. That's how I feel about Renslayer.
That's Renslayer. But what about Casey, the nice man who knows nothing about fish, apparently? He knows zero about fish. Yes. I mean, like, is the reason why he doesn't know what fish are is because, like, I don't know, he drowned in an aquarium or something and the TVA wiped his memory of that?
Of being drowned?
Who knows? Or maybe he could have been a fish in his, past life before he got his memory erased, because we are getting Namor and Atlantis and all that stuff. So, like, maybe it's that.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm just going off the fish angle from what we know of Casey. It's just wild. What would
Casey be? What would Casey be?
I have a really wild theory that I posted
let me
on
hear
Twitter.
It.
Okay,
let me hear it.
Casey, think about it. Casey, K-C. K, the letter C. Kang, the Conqueror. Casey could be Kang. You never know. Okay,
if this is like my theory, I would give you the point. I would give you the point.
This is way more rogue theory than anything. But that's just like my really weird, like,
you're an insane
that could be the twist. That could be the twist, Jess. You never know. Like, if Casey is secretly Kang, like a Kang variant, it would be the stupidest thing of all time, but like such a huge twist.
I would love to see. I would rather not it be the intern, but I would love it to be Mobius as Kang the Conqueror. But as we saw in the news, it doesn't seem like he's gonna be actually making an appearance in Loki. But also, that is some batshit thinking.
Yeah, I don't know. That's where my brain went. I'm like, Casey.
When you kept saying Casey, I kept being like, Casey and the Sunshine Band? I don't know where you're
going with this.
I hope we see what they definitely are going to show everyone's past lives, but I really hope they add Casey to those people on the list. Maybe it'll be like how in WandaVision where they put everyone's name on a board and you knew what their names were and who they were in that town. They'll do something like that where you see like, this person was a bus driver, this person, and now he's shooting aliens. Right. But yeah, hopefully.
I hope Casey's secretly a badass. It'd just be so funny. It would just.
It would be great, and that would make more sense, and that's why he's so like jelly boy now.
And like he's literally, and also like he's literally collecting Infinity Stones. I mean, like I know that everybody in the TVA is doing that, but like maybe
we're gonna get
like
into
a subconscious thing there.
I have something about those Infinity Stones. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it in a second.
Okay, we get into it. Okay, but what about Miss Minutes? What do you like? Do you think that she could be a variant? Because like she could be the very first variant.
She's a program. She's literally that's a visual image.
Yeah, she's literally just like the Clip It of the TVA. I don't know if you guys know about Clip It,
clip art.
But like back in the day, back in like the 90s and shit.
Oh, the Stone
with
Ages,
Microsoft Word. There used to be a little avatar, a paperclip called Clip It, and used to help us whenever we had problems. So like, I think that Miss Minutes could be a little like like a Siri or like your AI helper, which is why we have like a little Miss Minutes button on the elevator. We have Miss Minutes button on the temp pads. It's just like, hey, if you need help, press this. We're probably secretly watching you at the same time, but whatever.
What if there's a place in the TVA that is like hidden or off the map or whatever for everyone that works there, but they eventually break into it, and Miss Minutes has like a section where she explains the negative things that the TVA has done, but at the time, okay, so the TVA is all knowing, the longest running thing on the planet, right? So or in the universe. So what if they at one point were like, oh, it's okay for TVA agents to know this. But now that they're all variants, they're like, ooh, they shouldn't know this. So there's this like old prehistoric part of the TVA that we don't see yet. And
like
we'll probably see later on.
First version of the TVA.
Yeah, and it'll be like they get there and then it like sparks and it goes, it's Miss Minutes being like, when the world needed our help, we came, and now we're destroying everyone, or something like crazy. Maybe we'll get something like that, but I also just think that Miss Minutes is just
an AI?
Just an AI, but not an AI in the sense that Vision is an AI.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
I really like that idea. There's just like another TVA or like an older TVA that was taken over by this new current version of the TVA.
I feel like variants couldn't always have been the workers at the TVA. I feel like they just found out eventually. They were like, you know what works? Like this weird labor. The slave labor. Let's make it work. It's basically the prison industry. So they just are making their workers work like this.
The truth has been said.
Disney thought they were slick, but they're just literally mapping the prison industry.
No, actually, now that you bring this up, like the idea of prisons makes sense to me because all of these variants could technically be, I mean, if the timekeepers are even telling the truth, prisoners of the Timekeeper War, the multiversal war.
Mm-hmm. Dude, it absolutely is. Oh, no, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Every war has, prisoners and
damn
after effects. So it's like all these people could have just been fighting the timekeepers or
and
whatever,
that's what
and
Sylvie
then they lost.
That's what Sylvie's coming back for. That's what Sylvie
It's
was.
true.
What if Sylvie was a variant timekeeper like cop? And then she was the one that got out of it because she's Loki. She has the power to break into people's minds. You think she can't break into her own mind or even like put up a wall that makes you think you reset her, but she actually didn't? And that's why she's trying to kill the Time Variance Authority. Oh, boom!
Baby.
There you go.
We did it right here, everybody. We figured it out.
Dude,
no need to
100%.
watch Loki
Even if
anymore.
even if that isn't the scenario, that's still a great scenario for me. I love that idea.
I would be happy with that. I would definitely be happy with that.
100%. 100%. Oh my God. Woo, baby.
But hopefully this entire season ends with all of these characters in their original timelines with their happy little families and Mobius riding a jet ski. Hopefully with his memory as a Loki intact because we all know that he is a Loki. That's just... I'm on that train. I will literally, even if it doesn't end up happening, I will die on that hill because I'm just, crazy.
Well,
like
this
that.
is how it should have been.
I'm emailing Feige right now. But before we continue on with the show, we got to thank all those lovely people that make Inside Marvel possible. People like Mint Mobile. With big wireless providers, there's always a catch. So when you hear that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless service starting at just $15 a month, you're waiting for the catch. But guess what? There isn't one. Mint Mobile's secret sauce is that they're the first company to sell wireless service online only. By cutting out retail stores, there's no crazy overhead costs that get passed down to you through mystery fees. Instead, Mint just passes on those sweet savings directly to you. So nice, Mint, thank you. Now, here at New Rockstars, Philip switched to Mint and he loves it. Like, he can't stop talking about it. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. He kept his phone and his number and is saving a bunch of money. So maybe that's why he talks about it. And for people looking for extra savings, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. And all plans come with unlimited talk and text and high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. And if you're not 100% satisfied, Mint Mobile has you covered with their 7-day money-back guarantee. So to get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/Marvel. That's mintmobile.com/Marvel. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Marvel. And we also want to thank the folks at Blue Chew. The fine folks at Blue Chew have a unique online service that delivers the same ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form at a fraction of the cost. Blue Chew is an online prescription service, so no doctor's office or pharmacy trips, and it ships right to your door in a discreet package. You sign up at bluechew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you receive your prescription within days. Their licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredient and strength. And Blue Chew is chewable, just like it says in the name, which is great news for folks that don't like swallowing pills. So if you could benefit from extra confidence in the bedroom, Blue Chew can help. And we have a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code Inside Marvel at checkout. Just pay $5 of shipping. That's bluechew.com, promo code Inside Marvel to receive your first month for free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information, and we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring this show. And then we, of course, have to thank our friends at Helix. You don't want to sleep on a mattress designed for someone else, even if that other person is a variant of yourself, because, as we know, variants are not exactly the same. They probably like some super firm mattress because they're evil. Who likes super firm mattresses? Not me. Helix Sleep has a quiz that matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. They have soft, medium, and firm mattresses great for cooling you down if you sleep hot, and even a Helix Plus mattress for plus-size sleepers. Erik has a Helix mattress, and he loves it. The quiz matched him with a medium firm mattress with lumbar support that keeps cool. And that guy sleeps great, even better than his variant. And the mattress ships right to your door for free, so no need to go to a mattress store. So just go to helixsleep.com/InsideMarvel, take their 2-minute sleep quiz, and they'll match you to a customized mattress that will give you the best sleep of your dang life. And Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our audience at helixsleep.com/InsideMarvel. That's helixsleep.com/InsideMarvel for up to $200 off and 2 free pillows. That is 2 more free pillows than you had before. So just do it. But anyway, okay, Jess. Second question of the day. Wait a damn minute. Sylvie revealed that she's using the name Sylvie as an alias and that she knew way earlier that she was adopted, but didn't learn her magic from Frigga. So what is Sylvie's backstory?
Is that how we pronounce the mom's name?
Frigga?
Yeah.
I think so.
The worst part about reading comics is knowing you're pronouncing everything wrong and then you say it out loud, and I'm glad you read it first.
So what do you think Sylvie's backstory could be?
I am still riding the train, which might be a little too, that she's still related to him. I think there's a timeline that, and I know it's not comic book adjacent, but we still haven't seen Richard E. Grant, and we haven't seen any of the other Loki variants other than what we assume is Sylvie and Loki. So I think one of them is her adopted father. I think I like the storyline in the comics where she, it was post Ragnarok, and we did see that bit at the beginning of, I think it was episode 2, when Loki's going through all the forms and sees that this killed a lot of people on Asgard. Right. So I think she might have been one of those people. And then she got adopted by Loki. And I feel like it would still stand because Loki is probably just following Odin's footsteps of just being like, I was adopted in this world, but in this universe, I'm going to adopt a child myself. So I'm still holding on to that.
Okay, interesting. I like that. That's a very unique take. I like to think that, like what we were talking about earlier, that Sylvie was fighting in the multiversal war. Like we were talking about. I think that Sylvie was a soldier in the multiversal war that didn't get her mind wiped, and now she's just trying to free everybody from the winners of the war, the Timekeepers, or maybe the Time Twisters, who knows? And, just basically get the multiverse back to the way it was before they lost the war and the multiverse was tied together. It is interesting that she didn't learn her magic from Frigga, though, because she seems really good at enchanting people, like very good at enchanting people.
Well, I think she learned it from her dad, which is Loki, in that universe.
Daddy Loki.
And I feel like they're not going to be working together in that tag team, but if they do eventually fight another Loki, those powers are not going to be helpful at all because it's going to be taught to her by her adopted father, that's Loki, but that Loki is more superior than our Loki. It's
impossible.
It's
superior
impossible.
than our Loki.
But I like... Okay, I don't think you remember that Loki cannot fight to save his life. In this episode, he has been doing pretty well. But when he doesn't really have a lot to work with, he gets his ass kicked a lot.
It's true. It's like he can fight well sometimes, but like when he's overmatched, he's overmatched.
Even in the second episode, I was like, wow, Sylvie's really kicking your butt. I was like, you're doing a horrible job.
Knows how to fight. Like that hallway scene in the TVA, phenomenal.
Oh my God. That's what I was when they were on the train or the craft going to the Ark this episode. I was like, why can't Loki fight like that?
Why can't you be more like Sylvie, Loki? Look at her.
And that's why I'm like, also like, she is not a Loki variant because no Loki can do what she's doing. But I like the idea that that's what she was in the multiversal war. It gives her better justification for wanting to take down the TVA. At first, I was like, I think I pitched on Rogue Theory for the first episode. During the multiversal war, this Loki is one that's like, I want to be superior. I want to show that I'm the best Loki and my timeline was the best and should have won. But I think this is her just being like, no, they did wrong and I need to like right this wrong. And that's what makes her different from this Loki. Because our Loki's kind of selfish, whereas she's like, no, I'm going to kill them because they deserve it.
For sure.
But yeah, I agree with you more than I agree with me. Cool. Again, go figure.
I do like your idea too. Like it's really fun. It's a really cool idea.
Okay, so they can both still be there. They can both still be there. I just like her being a part of Loki. I like her being like having Loki as a dad in a different timeline, because then we're also getting more humanized Loki.
I know. I just want to see a daddy Loki. I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah. Well, we already get
a variant of Loki that has a wife and kids or a husband and kids.
Well, one of my favorite parts about this episode was them getting into, like, even if it was brief, just talking about like, you're a prince. Like you were probably beating women off and men off with sticks, and it was just like, yeah, we don't talk about like that he's still good looking, that he's still a god, that even though he like was the god of mischief, he's still this, and I like to know that backstory. Because in the MCU, he's just like a horrible villain. He's just annoying and we hate him. But it's like, oh, this is giving him some sort of like humanity, and I need to root for him in some form. So I need that in the script.
Oh, for sure. I really loved how they did that in the episode. Like, I used to before Loki, I'm just like, I don't really care about Loki. This man's a murderer. He killed all those people in New York. But now I'm just like, this man is damaged. He's damaged.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it. Now I care.
I like it and I hate it. As someone that always roots for the villain, I'm like, I want him to just be bad all the time. But then I was like, nah, like, we're rooting for everyone's bad in this show. Like, not bad, like they're bad actors. No, bad as in they're like bad people in the show. So they probably each have killed a minimum of 12 people. So what are we going to do that makes the writers are probably like, what are we going to make that's going to make them want to root for the bad guy? So they did a really good job of writing this episode.
Phenomenal.
I like how we started with, what is Sylvie's past? And now we're in the writing of the episode. Well done.
Let's move on to the next question, which is, wait a damn minute. What the hell even is Lamentis 1, and what events caused this apocalyptic planetary collision?
I
Go
love
for it,
it.
Jess.
No, I
Go
want you
for
to.
it.
Okay, you can. No, you go first. You go
Okay.
first. You go first. You go first, and I'll follow.
Okay. So, Lamentis in the comics is a planet on the outskirts of the Kree Empire that only really appears one time in, I believe, Annihilation Conquest prologue, if I'm not mistaken. But in that comic, I don't think that planet gets destroyed. So I'm wondering if this planetary apocalyptic collision could have been due to maybe, I don't know, like a Galactus, maybe? That'd be really fun. But like, I feel like, I don't think it's Galactus, because like, I don't think there would be any planets left, because he doesn't leave his plate. Yeah. He cleans off his plate. That man Galactus does not leave any food on his plate.
He licks that thing. He licks it clean. Really quick, I do think you're still valid in thinking that Galactus could be there. I think the whole part of Lamentis is, which, think about it, for every place that we've seen so far in Loki, we are going to go back to these places so far down the line in the MCU. They are just they're shotgunning, like getting prepared for everything to happen. So I think we are still going to go to Lamentis. This can open up the Fantastic Four to us. So can other things. But this could open Fantastic Four. This could open up more Galactus stuff. This could open so many doors. And like even going into, well, maybe not Eternals yet, because Eternals is already done editing. They're probably not going to talk about Lamentis. But there's so many things that are happening here. And because it was, there could be millions of Kree there that we just didn't see, because this isn't about the Kree right now. This is about Loki. So there's so many ties that they're going to bring from Lamentis. So I think that scene, or this entire episode, is so important to remember everything on that planet, because we're absolutely going back there in the MCU. We are, and I think 100% going back.
Kevin Feige doesn't do things by accident. I think that there is a high chance that we could go to a past Lamentis. I think you're right there. I think that's a really good point there. But also, what's really interesting is that, like we said, Lamentis is part of the Kree Empire in the comics, and it could be part of the Kree Empire in the MCU. But we also see in episode 1, in that animation, those Kree fighting on this very barren type wasteland. So maybe that was Lamentis, but we didn't know it until this episode.
Honey. You guys hear that? Underline it. Underline it. Be prepared. Okay. So we're getting set up for Kree stuff with Lamentis.
I mean, like, we have Captain Marvel, the Marvels anyway, coming out, and like that's probably going to deal with more Kree stuff. So like, you know, we're going to learn more about the Kree history.
Oh my god.
Because it's significant to the Marvel cosmic universe.
Oh my god.
So,
I'm excited. Hold on to this. I'm so excited for the Lamentis show. There's a million ways this could go. It's a lot of ways it can go, and I'm just excited for it to be now in here. Because when it showed up, I was like, wait a minute, and I typed it in, and I was like, yeah, this is the planet. This is like everything happens here. Not everything, but it's just like, yeah. I always look for doors for the Fantastic Four to show up. And so I'm constantly
Loki's a big ass door for the Fantastic Four. Let me tell you what, because the Council of Reeds is coming, and those are all variants.
I need it. There's so many ways for them to show up. I just can't wait to see what the way they choose for them to show up is. Oh God.
Yes.
Okay,
but no,
sorry.
to wrap up what I was saying before about the animation, we do see those little star type, structures in the background of that animation. But we also see those stars on Titan, which was also a doomed planet. So maybe there was something that happened like via like the environment that like caused, that planet up there to crumble, and I don't know. Who knows? But like there's all sorts of mystery behind Lamentis 1. So hopefully we'll learn more about that as time goes on. But yes, what is our next question?
Oh, wait a damn minute. Loki just hinted that he's bisexual.
Oh boy.
Ooh, what might have been some of Loki's past hookups, baby?
Ooh,
Who is Loki slaying and not murdering this time? Maybe. Who knows? He's still a god. So, they like to murder after any fun occasion.
This is a good question.
Rogue theory? It has to be in the MCU. It can't be in the comics. Because I was going to say Hela, but then also Hela's his sister in the MCU.
Yeah,
so
like that'd be kind of Game of Thrones, really.
And what made a lot of money? Game of Thrones.
It's true. This is true.
Incest cells.
I saw it on a poster at Barnes & Noble. Incest
Did
cells.
you? I
yes.
think I put that up there. Oh, She-Hulk. 100%. So not in like a weird way, but I love She-Hulk a lot, and I think I loved her a lot because in the comics she was hooking up with so many people, and I was like, there were different superheroes, and I was like, you go girl. I was like, good for you. I was like, you explore, you find out which one you like. Don't go back to Iron Man. He's really mean. But but definitely I feel like they could have crossed paths, and she could have been like. Like let's like do the do, and I would have been like, I'm for this because she is bigger and stronger than you, and this is my thing. This is my thing. I think that would be fun.
I think it'd be really cool if him and Fandral maybe had like a thing. Maybe when they were younger, maybe. I know that they aren't friends.
Let me look up
but like
photo.
I'm trying to think of like Asgardians that he could have hooked up with. I'm like, maybe Fandral, who knows? I think that was Zachary Levi's character.
It is. I'm looking at I had to look it up because I was like, let me get the photo next to a Loki photo so I can.
I feel like they'd have a really interesting dynamic, and it'd just be really fun.
Okay, I get it. What about Heimdall?
Heimdall. Oh man,
we're just going everywhere in the Thor universe.
Loki probably hooked up with like various historical figures, and I don't know, just to get what he needs. So like
100%.
Maybe Cleopatra. 100%. Maybe.
Oh, absolutely.
Hopefully not Hitler. That's terrible.
Who's the god of mischief? Who knows?
I hope the god of mischief has standards.
He does. Oh, it's still Tom Hiddleston at the end of the day.
Yes.
He's still a suave man. Definitely Cleopatra. Definitely Cleopatra. Those are like
100%.
a perfect imagery because it's like, oh yeah, this is like old enough that we wouldn't know, and she probably wrote about it, and we just interpreted it as like a god came from the sky as an eagle and had sex with her, and it was actually Loki. But Loki, yeah, he's a Norse god. He's a Norse god.
Of course, he's everywhere. He's
everywhere.
putting his Norse wiener in all sorts of places.
Absolutely. Also, he definitely is probably more than bisexual. He probably just does it. He's like, I just told you in this one sentence that I hook up with men and women. And we went,
yeah, like that's what I'm thinking too. Because like realistically, because he's a god, because he's like on a cosmic scale, he'd probably be pan. If I'm assuming, because like I believe it was announced that or revealed that Star-Lord was pan. And it makes sense for Star-Lord because he's just in the, like, he's just in the universe. Flying around the universe and, like, meeting all these aliens. Of course, like, who cares? Like, gender is a construct.
Yeah, he literally is just like, I don't, what? he's more ashamed of us for putting him in a box than anything.
Exactly. So, yeah, who knows? Bisexual, pan, either way, we're happy for you, Loki.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, seriously, go find you a boo. Whoever it is, go find you a boo. Maybe it'll make you more chill and less stabby. Who knows?
Me.
But before I continue with the final question of the day, we have to thank BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. Now, we've all experienced times where something was interfering with our happiness or preventing us from achieving our goals. And BetterHelp is here to help. They assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist who you can start communicating with in less than 48 hours. It's not a crisis line, it's not self-help, it is professional counseling done securely online. And they have a broad range of expertise available for clients worldwide. Just log into your account anytime and schedule weekly video or phone sessions. It's more affordable than traditional online counseling, and financial aid is available. BetterHelp wants you to start living a better life today. And check out the review section of the website for testimonials from folks who have gotten something from the service. Visit betterhelp.com/marvel. That's betterhelp.com/marvel and join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. And here's a special offer for the Inside Marvel audience. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/marvel. All right, for our last question of the day, Jess, wait a damn minute. Now that we know that the Timekeepers lied about creating the TVA agents, what the hell else are they lying about? Like, does Renslayer know that all of this is a lie?
Okay, I think Renslayer knows it's a lie. I feel like it's impossible, could also be me being crazy, impossible to work that closely with them and not know it. Also, like, I'm holding on to that little bit of piece where Owen Wilson was like, you know, some of those trophies are like my trophies. And she was like, yeah, but they're my missions. It's like, I feel like she knows something. She knows something. I don't think she's completely not in the know. She's so in control of stuff. Also, what if, plot twist, Mobius already knew he's a variant? And he was just lying to Loki the entire time.
I think that could be the case. Like, if Mobius is another Loki variant, I think that this could just be a really long con because Loki's are really good at lying. As you can see in this episode, like, freaking both Loki and Sylvie were just lying, just straight up, and they were very good. So good. But what else do you think the TVA could be lying about? Like, could the whole sacred timeline thing be a bunch of bullshit? Like, what the hell are they doing?
Oh, I think the sacred timeline is a bunch of bullshit. It's not it's not needed. It's not needed, but I think that I always let that go over my head because I'm just like, yeah, I guess there has to be some type of authority. But I don't think there really needs to be. Even though they were there since the dawn of time, it's still just like,
or so they say,
or so they
say. They could be lying about that too.
True. Oh my god, they absolutely.
Everything we've been told about Loki so far in regards to the TVA could have just been a flat out lie.
You are. Everything. I'm thinking too inside the box, and you're coming outside the box and telling me what's truth.
If you think about it, like, you know, the Ancient One goes into the concept of the multiverse in Doctor Strange 1, and we do meet Dormammu, who exists in a completely different universe. Like, so we've already traveled the multiverse in the MCU, technically. So if the Timekeepers were around since the beginning of time and they smushed the timeline together, how is multiverse travel still possible? So it's just like, that's a little iffy there, TVA.
real talk, real question. On what level is the Eternals and the TVA? Or the Timekeepers? Where do they meet?
In terms of a power level?
Yeah, and a power level. Who is there?
Well,
Who's
you should
first?
watch our latest big question, because when we get into that...
Oh, you bumble.
Sorry, I don't mean to plug it. But
no, you should. Because I'm like, what if the TVA has to initiate the disasters that are happening in order to keep things aligned? But then I'm also like, wouldn't the Eternals stop that? And wouldn't the Eternals know of the TVA? But is the TVA higher than the Eternals? God.
Well, like, in terms of power rankings, the TVA, as far as we know anyway, given the knowledge that we know,
given the knowledge,
TVA seems to be more powerful than most people in the universe, in the universes or timelines that they go into. I like the fact that you brought up the Eternals, because if the TVA is going around to these various planets and interacting with the people, they have to interact with some Eternals at some point. And some Eternals on different planets have to become variants, because... you never know what you're going to do to become a variant. Like, you could be late to work and then you're a variant. So, like, you know, TVA agents have had to logically face off against Eternals in the past. So
okay, true.
If they seem to be going fine, I think that TVA agents are capable of overpowering pretty much anybody and slapping handcuffs on them. Okay, which is kind of nuts.
Jesus
Christ. Some diesel power.
Well, they're obviously lying about that. I don't. Well, they're lying about. I think they're lying about who's been here first, the chicken or the egg. I think they're lying about the timeline of themselves. Also, there has to be more. Miss Minutes, though she's your girl, she was really underplaying the multiversal war. So I think I don't think it's a lie, because they didn't really get into it, but they're keeping secrets about the multiversal world, which is multiversal war, which I think also aligns with your theory that everyone is they're slaves from the multiversal war and they're forced to work in the TVA. So they're not really lying about that. It's more so they're just stretching the truth. but no, I think
it's an exaggerated truth.
They are laying on a hoax. Also, we have to see them. But what if we never see them?
I will be really upset if the timekeepers are fake.
What if we don't see them?
Judging by C20, she gave Sylvie the location of the timekeeper.
But she just said it's the golden elevator. We don't know what's up the golden elevator.
This is true. She did.
What if Renslayer just ends up being whatever? You know what?
You never know. Our entire reality has been questioned with this episode, because everything the TVA told us is basically we can't trust.
It's a hoax. Well, you weren't supposed to trust them in the first place. They're big prison.
Exactly. TVA isn't your mom. Oh, and plus, it is big prison. It's just prison.
We're not supposed to trust them.
Like, prison loves to make profit. I hope our prison viewership is like, yeah, prisons.
People are like, wow, all they talk about is prison.
Prison. New Rockstars, pro-prison, all right.
I'm not pro-prison. Pro-prison.
No, we're definitely not pro-prison. Okay.
Side note, we didn't get into it. It wasn't a question on here, but I want to add that Loki's powers in this episode were so crazy. And I think it's because he took a freaking stone.
You saw that too, right? The building. You saw that building, right? The building went reverse. I was like, that's Doctor Strange 1. That's Doctor Strange 1.
As soon as he did it, I went, this ain't normal. I said, this ain't normal. He just reversed it. He didn't, because I was like, he didn't even blow it away. It went back. He took the time stone.
That's the time stone. That's their little like hint. Yeah, he had the time stone and he had it the whole time and he used it, but you didn't know that he used it.
It's hella Doctor Strange. I was like, that wasn't even, he reversed it. I was like,
you've never done that before, Loki. Like, that would have come in handy multiple times in the past.
He took a paperweight. He took one of the stone paperweight. Oh my, which honestly, I would do the exact same thing as soon as I saw that evidence.
Them all. I would have took 12 stones.
I have 5 on each finger. I'm like,
so he's like, ooh, what up?
Ooh, I'm going to snap and kill everyone.
You just keep snapping and just like wipe out the multiverse.
Jessica, stop! I can't.
This song's too good.
Ooh, it's just so good. Also, soundtrack for Loki is very great as well.
Oh, amazing. That's all I want. Phenomenal. But anyways, that is it for this episode of Inside Marvel. I want to thank Jess for joining me this episode and, substituting for Erik. She's amazing. You can follow her at Lulu Clemons, wherever she is, and you can follow me at MasterTainment, wherever I am. But most importantly, Erik's breakdown of episode 3 of Loki will be on the channel on Friday, so keep an eye out for that, because my boy Erik knows how to break things down like a mother dang. That man is a breakdown connoisseur, so please Watch out for that. But yes, make sure to subscribe to New Rockstars and hit that notification bell so you can get notifications whenever we upload a new video. And take it easy.
Take it easy. Take it
Bye,
easy.
guys.